Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Augusta on this Saturday morning. I'm Deon Guillory.
As you can still see smoke from that fire in the background.
Does Donald Trump have your cell phone number? And if not, would you give it to him?
We begin with some breaking news this noon. News Channel 6 has learned that a bus from Haygood Avenue Baptist Church in Barnwell County has crashed in Cleveland, Tennessee. You're taking a look at video just into our newsroom. And this is a perfect time, Ed, to remind everyone to go ahead and download our weather app so you can take the weather with you. And that's a fair question because the church is one of the last places people feel that they are safe. It says, "Welcome all," the same sign that used to hold that rainbow flag. Just sharing their stories about getting out of that building. And take a look behind me. You can see some cars here having to make that U-turn because of these road closed signs. News Channel 6 has obtained this crash report giving us details about the truck involved, and we found out that it has had 12 violations in the past. I'm here with Channel 6. I wanted to see if I could talk to someone about the incident that happened last night. Ma'am, do you know why you're being arrested?
No, I do not.
The search is on this morning for a murder suspect wanted for other crimes in Aiken. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Augusta on this Saturday morning. I'm Deon Guillory here with meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth. New this morning, Aiken County deputies need your help finding a man wanted for murder in another state. The sheriff's office says DeAndre Brown is connected to a case in Lake County, Florida. Take a good look at his picture. The 24-year-old is also accused of burglary and punching a woman in the face in Aiken. If you know where he is, you're asked to call the sheriff's office at the number right there on your screen. It's 803-642-1762. And if you do see him, you're asked to not approach him because he is considered armed and dangerous. The Burke County Sheriff's Office is also looking for at least one burglary suspect. Deputies say someone stole electronics off a Grovetown High School bus while it was in Burke County. Students' cell phones, tablets, and headphones are missing. Some say it happened when the football team was visiting the area. If you have any information on who was involved, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office there at 706-554-2133. A South Carolina woman will spend the rest of her life in prison after her hitman killed the wrong person. 41-year-old Carlita Phillips was sentenced after she was found guilty of being an accessory before a murder and for asking a minor to commit a felony. Phillips hired a 17-year-old to kill her estranged husband back in 2013, but the teen killed her husband's brother by mistake. The teen is waiting for his murder trial and admits he and Phillips were in a sexual relationship and she paid him to kill her husband. Court is delayed for the shooter accused of murdering 9 people in a Charleston church. 21-year-old Dylan Roof was scheduled for a hearing on Monday, but now the government and his attorneys asked the judge to postpone it to Friday. Earlier this week, a federal grand jury indicted Roof on 33 federal charges, 12 of them hate crimes. He also faces several state offenses. Court goes into session on Friday at 11 o'clock. New information this morning on the man accused of killing 2 people in a Louisiana theater. Police say 59-year-old John Hauser of Alabama opened fire at a showing of the comedy Trainwreck in Lafayette Thursday night. 2 people died, 9 others were injured before Hauser killed himself. Officers say Hauser has a history of posting hateful and racist messages on the internet. Now the people who bought the home where Hauser once lived say he tried to kill them too. Jamie Ostroff dug a little deeper and visited his last known address. This shooting, along with the Charleston Church massacre, bring up the question about gun-free zones. In South Carolina, you can't carry guns in government buildings or businesses that post valid signs. Earlier this year, lawmakers passed a law allowing concealed weapons permit holders to carry in bars and restaurants that serve alcohol, but it allows businesses to opt out. Some people say gun-free zones may attract criminals. There are 3 bills now in the South Carolina legislature that would allow anyone who can legally buy a gun to carry it without needing a concealed weapons permit. The bills did not make it out of committees this year. Time now 7:07. We want to look ahead to some events happening this weekend. Stevens Creek Church is hosting a block party today. The group will have bounce houses, face painting, and lots of food and games. That's downtown at the Augusta Common from 10 until 2. It is free and open to the public. And AmeriGroup is hosting its back-to-school bash. Starting today, the organization is donating school supplies to students in Augusta. Kids at the Evans Center in Wood Park will get notebooks, pens, folders, and other supplies. The event kicks off this morning at 10 o'clock. The group plans to make other stops through August to help families who cannot afford to stock up for the school year. And the first day of school is a week and a half away for some, and tax-free weekend is a good time to buy supplies. Georgia's tax-free weekend starts next Friday and lasts until midnight on Saturday. Jewelry, purses, computers, and watches are not included. You'll have to wait an extra week for the tax-free weekend in South Carolina. That one starts Friday, August 7th, and ends midnight on Sunday, August 9th. Jewelry, eyewear, and cosmetics are not included. For a full list of what your kids may need before heading back to school, just head to our website, wjbf.com. Workers were here most of the day until 4 o'clock working on that bridge, checking it out. And take a look behind me. You can see some cars here having to make that U-turn because of these road closed signs. You're seeing the back of them. Also, check out this part with me, too. This is a new addition from when we last talked to you last night about this. Look down here. These barriers were added by the sheriff's office to keep people from driving on this bridge because we showed you video of someone doing that last night. Now, these barricades are going to keep people from doing that. And now tonight we have learned more about the truck involved.
One by one, drivers are forced to make a U-turn now that the Warren Road Bridge is closed. The cut-through is used by thousands of drivers, including Kusana Pugh and Pooja Gopal.
Tell me how inconvenient this is.
A lot, actually. I take it home from work. I use it to get to work, and just about everywhere else I'm going to get to Washington Roads.
Road closed signs are up, but Gopal has one suggestion to help.
I really do wish they had more signs over there just to warn people, because there are already 2 cars that truck doesn't know what to do.
The bridge was closed Tuesday after a tractor trailer owned by Warner Grading out of Wagner, South Carolina, carrying an excavator couldn't clear the bridge, hitting it, causing debris to fall on at least 1 car. GDOT crews were back at the bridge doing work on Wednesday. That work reduced a stretch of I-20 down to 1 lane for several hours, causing traffic backups.
News Channel 6 has obtained this crash report giving us details about the truck involved, and we found out that it has had 12 violations in the past.
Violations that include failing to secure a load and various leaks. There's no word how long the bridge will stay closed, forcing many drivers to add a few more minutes to their commute by using Washington Road.
So you have to go through all that traffic, all the traffic lights. This is just kind of the perfect road to get through all of it.
It's what everybody's got to do now.
Yeah, just find another way to work and home.
GDOT is trying to figure out what they need to do. An inspector from the state is expected to look at this bridge sometime later this week. Live in Augusta, I'm Deon Guillory for WJBF News Channel 6. This is more than 12 hours after the fire started. It's amazing that this is still happening, and they are trying to really put this out. Now, all of the people who lived in this building, this part of the building, you can see it is damaged, it is destroyed. All of their possessions are gone, but not their spirit.
We've lost everything.
Emotional moments after this massive fire at the Marshall Square Retirement Resort. Dozens of people were rescued from the flames and bussed over to the Columbia County Government Center, sharing how they got out of that burning building.
There was a heavy pounding on the door, and 2 guys came in with respirators, and they said, "You got to get out now."
Pets were rescued too. This picture shows Mickey Head holding her cat Coco while a firefighter gives her oxygen.
Outside of being very, very smoky and worried and frightened, I guess, she's going to be okay, I hope.
As many of the people who survived this fire start over, they are now counting their blessings.
It's things, and you can't worry about things.
A message of hate, Brad, the words "you'll burn" and a Bible verse spray painted on the front steps of that church. In the last few minutes, I got my hands on this incident report that estimates the damage at $2,500. The pastor says it's another hate crime targeting his church.
We're going to do our best to clean it up.
It's a volunteer effort to help clean the front of Metropolitan Community Church. The historic building steps and front door tagged by vandals.
How does it make you feel to see this on a church?
It's God's house, and you shouldn't do that.
The criminals spray painted the words "burn" and "lies" on the brick in front of the church. On the door, a misspelled Bible verse. On the front steps, the words "you'll burn" and that Bible verse, Leviticus 18:22, spelled correctly. The church's pastor, Rick Sosby, tries to clean it up.
This clearly is a hate crime based on the saying that we'll burn and the scripture that they're referencing.
That scripture reads, "Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. That is detestable."
Do you feel it's just a target?
It's hard to say. It kind of feels that way.
The church was also hit about 2 weeks ago. News Channel 6 was the only TV station to report on a rainbow flag being stolen and the pole being broken in front of the church. We were also the only station to document the moment Sosby and his partner became the first same-sex couple to get a marriage license in Richmond County. According to Georgia Equality, Georgia is one of only 5 states that does not have a state hate crimes law.
What happens next?
Well, what happens next is we move on. We move forward, we clean up this mess.
Church members plan to paint the doors to get rid of the spray paint on that area of the church. Augusta Pride is planning a rally in front of that church. That'll be at 6 o'clock.